go to Main Lane Mall. When you arrive, a white child, because he has been taught that the black people are criminals and so forth, when he looks at a black person and say, "Mommy, where's your cell phone? Hide your cell phone. A black man is here." That is what a white child might do because of being educated at home that black people are as good as criminals. But my submission is that whether in the South African context, whether in the American context, whether in the Ghanaian context, racism is nothing but a byproduct of the economic system that we live in today. It's as simple as that. All forms of discriminations, in actual fact, are byproducts of the economic system. It determines the social behavior of the society, of humanity, the economic system, which is the base. Now, I want to reduce it therefore to the South African context. After the Labour Party, the National Party introduced the apartheid policy, which was about segregation. It was not racism, because racism had already started, but was about segregation, now institutionalizing racism in other ways. That let blacks be on the other side of the train rail, and let whites be on the other side, demarcate them. And with that, it then said, when you go to the beach, there will be black section, there will be white section. When you go to the toilet, there will be a black section, there will be a white section, even in terms of work and so forth. Now then you reached 1994, which is what the topic is about. And in 1994, then we preached the gospel of the rainbow nation. I don't know if there's a black color in the rainbow. I'm not a student of science or anything. I don't know if there's a black color in what is called the rainbow. And when that was done, because racism, like I'm saying to you, there are elements of it that are mainly received through media and what you are taught at home. So there were efforts to attempt to unite South Africans, right? To do away with the social behavior and the thinking pattern of South Africans that, look, we can live together, commonly, collectively, as South Africans, without having to look at each other and see baboons, right? And see kafirs. Of course, that was partially achieved. To say today South Africans can be able to live black people can be able to live with white Indians and Chinese collectively, depending on where. We can be in church together, we can be in a mall together, we can share a toilet together without having to point fingers at one another. That today is possible, except in Orania, of course, and probably certain parts of South Africa. But what we haven't changed in terms of racism is the economic model of our country. The economic model in this case, I mean, you can't wake up and think that the land that was owned by the white males prior 1994, you wake up and just transfer it to the black male. It will take revolution to do that. And racism, of course, because it has been institutionalized, instilled in the minds of individuals. To overthrow it, it requires a revolution. You won't wake up in the morning and just pray and just preach unity, and then you find unity, right? Now, in other words, what I'm submitting is that while the post-1994 dispensation gave us a partial unity of different races, but deep down, it did not address the actual cause of racism itself. And the actual cause of racism itself is the battle for economic ownership of, the battle for ownership of the economy. Now, if I may ask anybody in the studio and even outside, who owns the economy of this country? You can't really say that it is the indigenous people who have always been victims of racism historically. Now, to this point, what I would conclude with is that we are happily going to private schools, public schools with white people. We are happily sharing streets of Tshwane, Joburg with homeless white people. We are happily surfing or swimming anywhere with white people. But we are not happily sharing the economy with white people. We were not happily sharing the economy with anybody. The leadership seminar that you spoke about, a brother came there and spoke, and he said, the problem is that when you speak of business today, because when you touch economy, you refer to business in other words. When you speak of business, a black business is catering. A black business is putting curtains in somebody's house. A black business is about cleaning somebody's house. A black business is about cleaning, I mean, being a gardener or anybody, black business is about that.